Hello everyone, welcome to this video about Gypsy Jazz guitar, and this is part 2 of a 4-part series about Gypsy Jazz guitar for bluegrass pickers. So first things first, if you haven't seen part 1, stop what you're doing, go see part 1 because the content of this video won't make any sense without the context of part 1 of this series. So there's a link to part 1 under this video. If you have seen it, stay with this video and we're gonna explore some more phrases you can play on minor string. And the last time we were playing phrases that ended around the 5th fret, stayed around the 5th fret. And today we're gonna explore some phrases that are situated around the 8th fret. Is it 8, 5, 6? Yes, 8th fret. So there's a C under my finger here on the 8th fret, and the C, of course, is the 3rd of A minor. So let's start with the A minor phrases, and to ramp it up a little bit, I've chosen 3 phrases this time per chord. So in total we have 3 times 3, 9 phrases. So first up is the A minor descending phrase. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes I like to play a little slide before the phrase, like this. So then it would start on a downbeat, upbeat, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you really gotta enjoy that slide here. It's a slide up and a slide down with only 1 pick stroke. Maybe some nice vibrato on the last A. If you cannot do vibrato on Gypsy Jazz guitar, I have a video for that too. That it's linked under the video as well. Okay, let's look at the first ascending line for A minor. I got 2. This is the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I got one starting on the root, on the A string, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's important that you play that E, G, E as syncopated notes, so don't rush them. It's very easy to rush them, to play it like this. Oh. Okay, so now we can combine the phrases. So I'm gonna play my descending line and then play the first ascending line up, then go back down with the descending line, then play the second one up. 1, 2, a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great, let's go to the D minor lines. Let's start again with the descending D minor line. This time I got 2 descending line and 1 ascending line. So this is the first descending line. It's really a very easy one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm playing everything in 1, 2, 1, 2, but you can of course also play 3, 4 for the first 2 notes. depends on where you're coming from. If you are higher on the neck, then maybe it's easier to play 1-2. If you're lower on the neck, you can play 3-4. And let's play the first descending one. One. Oh, I got two ascending ones and one descending one. So, no, two descending ones. So this is the second descending one. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a very well-known triplet lick from the Dutch style of Gypsy Jazz. There are basically, well, there's many styles, but people are always talking about the Dutch style, which is originated with guitar players like Stochler Rosenberg and Jimmy Rosenberg, and now you have Paulo Schaefer, Moses Rosenberg. And then you have the French style of Gypsy Jazz, which originated, of course, with Django Reinhardt, but like in the modern era, it's Borelli, Sébastien Gignot, Adrien Mognard, Rocky Cresset, people like that. And this phrase is a typical phrase from the Dutch style. I really like the sound of it. It sounds very virtuosic. So some tips: don't rush the triplets. Play them. Really try to play every note, and then when you go back to eighth notes for the last three notes, don't rush those notes. So. Lay back. Okay, so and now the ascending line for D minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm gonna combine them. I'm gonna play my one ascending line, then play the first descending line, go back to the one ascending line, and then play the second descending line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. And then the three lines for E7. I have, let me see. I have two ascending lines, ascending lines, and one descending line. Let's start with the descending line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the first ascending line goes like 1, 2, 3, 4. And the second one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's combine them, all three licks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, time to practice them with a backing track on my looper here. So I'm gonna play. So of course, first thing you gotta do is just record a backing track with only one chord and practice those licks all the time. But now I'm just gonna follow the chords of minor swing, and I'm just gonna play the phrases. I don't have a plan. I'm gonna play the phrases exactly as I've played them so far. I'm not gonna be free with them, but I don't make a plan about playing only descending phrases or only ascending phrases. I just, see what happens. Let's go. Yeah, like this. And of course, you can make a kind of system. On the descending lines, on the ascending lines. Make your own practice regimen out of this. And then the last step is the step where we're going to be free to improvise with the lines. Change the rhythms, change the starting points. Be too early with the licks, be too late. Although being early with licks is better. So when the chord changes, for example, from D minor to E7, we can start playing the E7 lines a little early, like let's say 2 beats before the rhythm plays E7. That's a great sound. And you can also do it late, so extend the D minor over the E7. That also works, but being early usually sounds a little bit better. So let's do a couple of courses, maybe 2, where I am experimenting with the lines. Now, sometimes things go wrong, but it doesn't matter. Also take a slower tempo. And now I was really trying to play those lines. But actually, I wanted to play also the lines from the last video. Because, of course, the next step is to combine all the phrases we had. So the phrases from the part 1 video and the phrases from the part 2 video. And we can go one step further. Because if you really think about it, this line for D minor, for example, it starts on the 3rd of D minor. Of course, we can play that same line on A minor, here. Or this phrase. We can also play that here. Then it's A minor. Here it's D minor. Here it's A minor. This phrase from part 1, we can play here. So there's many combinations you can make. So I'm just gonna do a couple of courses where I try to play phrases from the first part at the second part, and also transpose licks we learned now for D minor, for example, on A minor, and other combinations. Of course, this is not so easy. I mean, it takes a lot of brain power to be able to do this on the fly. It's almost impossible. So you gotta work things out. It doesn't mean you have to compose a solo, but you gotta practice this phrase, for example. You have to practice it a couple of times in A minor and try it out with the backing track before you can find it easily. Because if you want to do it in the context of an improvised solo, it's very difficult to do this on the fly. Of course, you can understand how it works, but to do it takes a lot of practice time. So I've already practiced playing these phrases. So for me, it's not easy, it's never easy, but it comes kind of easy. But don't be fooled by thinking that you'll be able to do this immediately. Or if you cannot do it, that for some reason you are not capable of playing Gypsy Jazz. You are, but it takes time. I just want to show you an end result. Yeah, that's what you could play with all these lines, but there's many other possibilities. So in part three, we're gonna explore lines with my first finger around the 12th fret. And then in part four, I'm gonna show you some cool chords that you can use in your solo. And then the end result will be a very varied, very cool, sophisticated, but very much in the style, the Gypsy Jazz style solo. So I see you next time. Bye.